Let's go to Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, who joins us now. Good to see you this morning. What are we to make of this defection?
Well, it's baffling, isn't it? I think it's sort of bewildering to most people. I think, I guess the views and the principles change very often.
Glad to see the back of her.
I don't really know her, to be honest. She's very much on the more of the right wing of the party. I mean, I know all parties are a broad church, but she was kind of an ERG member and big Liz Truss supporter, I believe. So I don't really know her personally very well. I mean, whilst it's disappointing to see colleagues go, this one does not look like a good fit. I mean, I think most people are very, very surprised. It seemed to come to a surprise to most MPs. And, yeah, it shows really a real lack of principles and this ability to just shift positions very quickly, which, you know, we're just getting on with delivering the job. You know, these sort of political games or student politics will just continue to go on, but the principles behind it, everyone will question.
I mean, as you say, I think it's baffling to many people. She's the MP for Dover. She's on the right wing of the party, the front line for small boat crossings there in Dover as well. She's pro-Brexit, as you say, a big fan of Liz Truss. If you get someone who is this true blue Tory defecting to the Labour Party, doesn't it just show that your party is a sinking ship?
No, it shows something about the individual, not about the party. It's a very, very odd decision, I guess. As you say, she's very much criticised the Labour Party on many issues, but particularly on immigration and the fact they have no plan on immigration. I mean, she'll have to answer herself, I guess. But how you can change your views that much, and you know, there's many colleagues in Kent, I think, who are really disappointed because they helped her a lot over many personal issues as well. So it's disappointing, but, you know, her principles have shifted. And I think, as Rosie Duffield said, at least one Kent MP has managed to get a meeting with Keir Starmer. But it's not her.
Look, in all of this, though, I mean, I know you're going to say, well, it's all down to her, and people will have some sympathy with that. But what it does show is a government, a Conservative Party, that does seem to be quite literally falling apart. And we know, you know, parties that aren't unified, generally speaking, don't win elections, and that has got to be a concern. You've got work to do.
Well, it is, but actually, funnily enough, these kind of incidents do actually unite the party. I mean, you just saw, you know, from our own benches, you know, absolute bafflement and, you know, and everybody thinking, you know, how can you do that? I mean, when you sign up for a political party, you sign up very much for the principles of the political party. And, you know, what we're doing right now is trying to deliver against those, you know, trying to make sure that, you know, we keep employment up, we deliver fantastic educational outcomes, you know, we try and sort of stop the boats and get inflation down. All of those things we have plans, we're delivering. They're not easy. Every single thing that we're trying to tackle is really difficult. So we just have to get on with delivering those and, you know, and stick to our principles and stick to our approach of delivering that. And that's what we're going to do. But I think it really is a question when you've got somebody, I mean, voters will not know what they're voting for. I mean, Keir Starmer's already had more positions than the Kama Sutra, right? I mean, he changes his mind literally 180 degrees on pretty much everything. And now, you know, his party's broad church is broader than any we've ever seen.
We saw Dan Poulter, didn't we? Dr. Dan Poulter leave the Tory party last week. Natalie Elphicke this week. That's 2 defections in 2 weeks. And the paper's today suggesting more defections expected. Is that something that you're hearing?
Well, I haven't heard that, but I also didn't hear about these two either. It's clearly a targeted approach. I mean, they've clearly been trying to identify people, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, you know, to me, it's unprincipled. It shows that we stick with policy. They should try and get some policies and some plans on things instead of playing these games, because I don't think they really help the voters to decide or to understand what they are about. And as everybody knows, you know, the election will be coming up later this year. But as everybody knows, the country is actually waiting to hear plans, and it wants to hear plans. It wants to have something positive to vote for. We're getting on, we're showing we can deliver, and also we'll have those positive plans.
Yes, in terms of delivering, I mean, one of the issues you're launching today is about special educational needs and disabilities, and for those specialised places. It's only last week we were hearing that SEND students weren't getting the opportunities they needed because there weren't enough teaching assistants to help provide that support in the classroom. And now you're saying, oh, we're going to throw more money at it. There may be people who look at that a little bit cynically.
Well, we have 59,600 more teaching assistants in our schools than we had in 2010. So there are a lot of teaching assistants, as I say, nearly 60,000 more than we had in 2010. And what we know with special educational needs is there has been a large increase in special educational needs, largely because we know more and we know how to put strategies in place to help children overcome them. But what we're trying to do is to keep up with the demand for places. So we're building and expanding by 60,000 more places across the UK, across England. And if you contrast that with the Labour Party in the last government, they actually reduced the number of people with specialised school places by about 4,000. So we've been catching up from that, and then obviously making sure that we keep up with demand. But in terms of teaching assistants, we have 59,600 more teaching assistants than we had in 2010, and 27,000 more teachers in our schools.
OK. Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, good to see you this morning. Thank you very much indeed.